Hey guys, welcome back to a second video for the week. Yeah, I'm posting a little bit more. Are you proud of me for trying? But yeah, since I'm on vacation, like I told you in the last video, I am gonna be trying to upload a little bit more right now. So my hair's a mess. I've been working in my house. I actually did go to work for a little bit. So yeah, I'm kind of a mess right now. But anyways, I wanted to take the time right now and make this video and just have a little chit chat and just, you know, talk about everyone's favorite subject, relationships. So if you don't want to hear me talk, if you're just like, this video ain't for me, then you can exit out. But if you want to be a little chismoso, and you want to hear what I gotta say, then go for it. Just don't forget to give me a like. Um, and if you're liking my videos so far, then go ahead and subscribe to your girl so you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. So I am gonna be trying to post a little bit more from now on. I'm gonna try my best, okay? I forget. Um, but yeah, anyways, so we are gonna be talking about relationships. So there's the part when you're single, there's the part when you're in a relationship, and then there's the part when you're married. Now, those are three different kinds of categories. When you're in a marriage, you're committed with that person, everything, not half and half. They're your priorities, your kids are your priority, your family is your priority, not your mom, not your brother, not whatever your side piece name is called. Your family is your priority. That is what marriage is about. A lot of marriages do have joint accounts, uh, which is because, like, we're both building together. You know what I mean? When you're in a relationship, it's kind of like dating, but you're not dating anymore. You have that title of being in a relationship. So what does being in a relationship means? It means that you are not going to be kissing other people. It means that you are not going to give your time and effort to another person. That's what being in a relationship is. Now, when you've been single for a long time, it is very hard for you to know what a relationship is supposed to be like or feel like. And that is completely okay. But the thing about ourselves is that we are trying to grow as a person, to do better as a person. So if you have not been in a relationship for a while, then you have no saying on how to be in a relationship. Just because being in a relationship, you have to take care of your relationship just like taking care of a baby. So let's say you have a baby and you make all your time for your baby, of course, and you're definitely gonna know how to be in a relationship. Now, if your baby's grown up and you do not know what it feels like to sleep next to someone because you slept by yourself for so long, then it's gonna feel weird. It's gonna be new. So that is when the single part comes along. So being single is when you're more independent, when you are dating and you have not had that special spark with someone, or you are just too selfish. You love being on your own, and that is completely okay. So us growing up, we grew up with a mentality set that we have to have a family in order to be happy, that we have to be married in order to be happy. That is completely wrong. Some of us are completely okay being single. Now, let's say that you want to know how it is to be in a relationship, but you've been single for a long time. So when you crave being in a relationship, you have to make some changes. Let's say that you hang out with nothing but people that been single, people that are not married, people that are not in a relationship. You have to make friends that are in a relationship. You have to be friends with people that are married, because you are a reflection of what you want to be. Let me say it again. You are a reflection of what you want to be. So by that saying, let's say if you are a little bit insecure with yourself, then you're going to be with a person who is insecure about you. If you are insecure with yourself, then you are going to be with a person who is insecure about you, about themselves. You are a reflection of your relationship. So that's why a lot of relationships do not work out, because we are very insecure with ourselves. For example, you don't trust the person. You ask yourself, what about if I give all my time to this person and they end up being narcissists, liars, manipulative? Then that could be completely true, But you cannot go on thinking like that. So let's go back to being single. So when you're single, you do not know what the hell you're getting into, right? Because you've been single for so long. Now, being single means that you get to make your own choices, you get to be with who you are. But then again, it is not okay to be single too long, because you forget how it is to be in a relationship. Whenever you are in a relationship, you have to give each other that balance. So if this person is this and you're not liking that about that person, then you're going to communicate and you are going to try to talk it out. Now, a lot of times it is very hard for you to communicate and comprehend the person. So you might communicate all you want, but are you really understanding? Are they understanding you? Are you guys on the same page? So you got to look at stuff like that before you actually get married. Now, I always thought like the person that you get married to is going to be your best friend, someone that you feel comfortable, somebody that you are stable with, someone that you can rely financially, mentally, somebody that your kids will be good in case anything happens. Let's say there's a hurricane or whatever. Then you know that that's your significant other, your soulmate, your husband, your wife. So yes, it works both ways. It really does. But when you're in a relationship, you have to know, comprehend that person's way of thinking, balance each other. So if there's something that is not working out, you guys have to come to an agreement in order to work it out. Now, me and my last relationships, we've been together for a long time, for years, but there was always something missing that did not work out. So there was no point for us to be together anymore. So if there's no balancing, then there's no way that you guys can work it out. If there's no understanding, but you guys are communicating, then there's no way you guys can work it out. You guys have to be in the same page on every aspect. So let's say you get sick, for example, and your wife never has worked in her life, and you have kids, then you are going to be really, really miserable. You want somebody that could be your backbone. You don't want to be with somebody that you, there's no way you can rely on mentally. Now, you have to rely on that person mentally, emotionally, and physically, which is not important to a lot of people. But if you get to think about it, it is really important to some people. So let's say if you lose a hand, and like you're a guy, you lose your hand or your arm or your leg, and you're like, no, my wife is always gonna love me. That is a lie. That is a lie. If you are a woman and you gain some weight, and you do not look like the person he once met, that is a lie. So yes, we are not perfect, but we have to make sure that we are what the other person wants. Now, there's a lot of times in a marriage when you guys have a routine. Let's say you guys both go to work, come home, one cooks, the other one takes out the trash, whatever. Whatever the case is, you guys have a routine on the daily. And I don't know, you guys gotta go pick up the kids, take them to go play sports, and then come home, shower, and go to sleep, and the next day the same. That is what you called a job. That is what you call a job. So if you're constantly working and you guys are not giving yourself any kind of entertainment or any kind of bonding with each other, then there's going to be a problem throughout time. It is okay to work, but sometimes you gotta give yourself a rest. Let's say you have so many kids, and you don't see that sparkle with your significant other anymore because you're too busy working with the kids, with your job, with whatever the reason is. You are responsible to make you and your spouse have a getaway. Now, let's say your spouse is not trying to do it, and you are trying to do everything in your power to make it work, and you are not happy, and your spouse change, because we all change throughout the years, or your wife changes, and you are still you're trying to be very romantic, and your wife is just like, I gotta worry about the kids, or she's not trying at all. You gotta let them know the problem. If they don't want to do anything with the problem, then you gotta do what's good for yourself and the kids. So there's a lot of couples that stay together with their kids for a while because that's the kid's parent, and they don't want the kids to see them go through a divorce, or the kids are already growing up and they need all of this and that. Yes, you're right. The kids will see all of that, but it is your responsibility. It is your responsibility to make sure that you are not lying to yourself. Because once you feel like you are lying to yourself, then the whole image is just a complete lie. It will be a complete lie. So that's what marriage is about. Now, single people do not see the problems of a marriage person. Single people do not see the problems in a relationship. And people that are married or in a relationship do not see the problem of a single person. Now, as single people, we see you guys like go on vacations, have family pictures, and what the world wants to see. But little do they know the problems that you guys have behind closed doors. Now, everybody has problems. We all have some kind of problem going on, whether we thought we met the right person and then another person comes along, and then, it's always like that. But whenever you meet your person, you're not going to want to be with nobody else but that person. And that's how you know you met that person. So, for example, if you are spending a lot of time with this person and then you meet somebody else, and all that time that you spent with that person, and then this other person gives you the spark that you spend all your time with this other person didn't, then you're going to want to be with that person that you feel a spark. Let's say you could be married for 20 years, or you can be engaged for 20 years. And then you'll meet that one person, and then you're going to want to get married, or you're going to want to be with for the rest of the life. Now, it is okay to get divorced. It is okay to start all over. It is okay to be happy. Do not feel bad for being happy. We all deserve to be happy. We all deserve to be loved. We all deserve to be wanted. If you don't feel like that, nobody deserves to be miserable. Nobody deserves to feel sad. Nobody deserves to be trapped. Nobody deserves to be in a toxic environment. If you are in a toxic environment and it is very hard for you to get out of that environment for whatever reason it is, you don't have family, you don't have no support, or whatever the reason is, then you need to seek for help. You need to seek for your help, for your happiness, for your kids' happiness, for your wife's happiness, for your husband's happiness, for everyone's happiness. Now, let's say that you are in a toxic relationship, but that person does not want you to be happy, and you want to leave the relationship, but there's no way that you feel like you can get out. And this was the relationship that I was in. You feel like every way, every direction you go, you're trapped. Let me tell you something. Sometimes you have to move far away. Sometimes you have to leave everything behind. Your job, your family, everything. You have to leave it all behind and start all over. And yeah, it is scary. Yeah, it is pretty crazy to do. But when you leave everything behind and you start over, that's the best choice that you're going to be able to do. Make for yourself. Let's say you're in a toxic relationship with someone that is having your baby, and they don't want to do anything for the baby, but they want to do everything for you. So you feel stuck because they're willing to do everything for you, but they're not willing to do anything for the baby. What do you do there? Whenever you are in a situation stuck with newborns or pregnant people, then you have to be really careful on your choices, because these are human beings, you created a human being, that you have to be careful on the next couple of choices that you make. Any kid that comes in this earth or world, you have to be careful. This every year the generation changes and changes, and it just gets a little bit more crazier, and it just gets a little bit more scary. But you have to be able to prepare this new life that you created, future. So you have to think really smart Again, I know we all deserve to be happy emotionally. We all deserve to be happily, but sometimes our emotions play with ourselves. We might be happy one day with that person. We might not be happy anymore with that person. You have to think with your brain most of the time. You really have to. So if you're not balancing out mentally, financially, emotionally, then there is a problem. There really is a problem. And it is very hard. I give everybody that's been married for years, it is very hard to invite or to have someone next to you all the time. It is really hard. So unless you love that person and you don't care everything that's wrong with them and you're willing to take the whole package that they come along with, then you should be good. Uh, like I said, times changes, people change, our feelings change, but we all deserve to be loved and happy. So you are a reflection of what you attract. If you question yourself, why I've been single so long, you are what you attract. You need to hang out with people that know how to be in a relationship. You need to hang out with people that know how to be in a marriage, and your time will come. And if you're happy with being alone, then good for you. That is it takes someone with a strong mentality to want to be alone, to not want to have a family, to not want to have kids. It takes someone with a strong mentality because, like I said, our emotions messes with ourselves a lot of times. And we need to learn how to be able to control those emotions. We need to learn to know what to want, what we want. We need to learn how to speak up for what we want. And we need to learn how to be active and do something about it, about what we want. So it is pretty crazy, pretty crazy. But what do you guys think about my video? Make sure you comment below, or tell me something that you want to talk about. And this was a requested video by some of my friends, so that was requested in the morning, which I should have had done in the morning, but I'm barely doing it now because I was working in the morning. So yeah, so single, relationship, married, what do you want to be? What is your choice, or what are you in right now? And how is it going? And if you have any advice, feel free to comment below. Anyways, thanks for watching and thanks for hearing. I did get stuck a little bit because, I have such a bright light in my face. I'm not used to this. But I try to sort it all out as best as I could. And that's it for now.